Good morning students, welcome back. I am making this video for standard 10 chapter 2 history nationalism in India. Now in the previous class we have discussed about the nationalism movement in India, how the nationalism movement started. So, how Gandhiji, when he came back in India, so how he took active role in the national movement, where he carried out his satyagraha to fight for the injustice that was being done with different sections of people. We have seen about the effects of the First World War in India, how devastating effect it was, where India was paralyzed with economic problems, price rise, loss of men, and there were epidemic in India which had took life of millions of people. So these were some of the movements we had seen: Satyagraha movement, Gandhiji's movement against the British, Champaran, Kheda, Ahmedabad. So all these things we had discussed in the previous class. And we had also discussed that how Gandhiji got success in implementing the idea of Satyagraha in the mind of the workers in India. So today we will see about a suppressive act that was passed by the Imperial Legislative Council of Britain, and the name of the act is Rowlatt Act. Rowlatt Act, which came into force in 1919. This Rowlatt Act was passed by the Imperial Legislative Council of Britain. Now, what actually this Rowlatt Act is and what it was for? Now, Rowlatt, in simple words, Rowlatt Act is a suppressive act, now which was framed to suppress the national movement of India. Now in this Rowlatt Act, there was a provision for the British, and it was that the Indian prisoners who will be caught carrying out the national movement against British, they can be detained means they can be arrested by the British police, and they can be taken into custody, they can be arrested, and for 2 years there could not be any trial. Trial means that the particular Indian prisoner or a political leader cannot appeal for justice in the court. So without trial, a person can be detained. So a police can catch any of the political prisoners who will be found carrying out the anti-British movement in India, and they can be detained. So this was done to suppress the Indian political leaders who were carrying out the movement in India. Now Gandhiji started to protest against this Rowlatt Act. Gandhiji was not in the favor of the Rowlatt Act. Neither the other political ministers on that time, they were also not very happy with this Rowlatt Act. They started to protest against this Rowlatt. There was nationwide protest was carrying out. Gandhiji was protesting with his own mantra, that is the non-violence and satyagraha. He was using his own way of carrying out the protest against this Rowlatt Act. And this movement was taking a big shape in India. the nationwide protest was going on, because when the people started to understand that what are the demerits of this act, that they cannot carry out any movement, it was a limitation to their freedom of speech and expression. So the people, they could not accept this act. So with this act, there was a protest was going on in the Jallianwala Bagh. Now, fearing any sort of protest, the British had already taken some preventive measures, and British had implemented a martial law in many parts of Punjab, especially in Amritsar. Now, next we will see the Jallianwala Bagh incident, the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, what we say. Jallianwala Bagh massacre happened in 13th April, took place on 13th April 1919. Now, there what happened, let me tell you in details. Jallianwala Bagh is actually a name of a place in Punjab. Bagh means it is a park, it is a garden. Now, in that Jallianwala Bagh, the people, they were not aware of the martial law that was imposed over there, and a large number of people, they gathered in that Bagh to celebrate a particular festival on that time. Okay, so there was a huge gathering, and among this, and within that gathering, in that big gathering, a small rally was there. In that rally, a person was telling the people about the demerits of the Rowlatt Act. There, suddenly what happened? General Dyer, who was a British police officer, who was in charge of that area, they got the information about the mass gathering over there. Now, General Dyer, he entered into that garden, a bagh. Bagh means a garden, a park. So that park was covered with boundary walls, and there was only one gate. And General Dyer, he locked the gate. He ordered his troops to lock the gate. And mercilessly, he ordered his troops to shoot at the innocent people. So, General Dyer did this act so mercilessly that he killed innocent people, men, women, children, old age people. No one was shown any sort of mercy, and they were killed by shooting them. They were killed by their rifles. Many people, they tried to save their life by jumping inside a well which was there. But the troops, they did not even leave them. They did not leave them also. So this massacre, it was an inhuman massacre which nation has experienced. And there was a nationwide protest against this massacre. In many places in northern India, the people, they started to protest against the British government. Many people, they acted violently. They started to take violent steps against the British. They attacked the government buildings. They attacked the government vehicles. They attacked the British colonies. So this way, a sort of revenge was taken for this Jallianwala. So in one word, if we say there was violence, the situation in India was very, very critical on that time. An anarchy situation was there. So the British, they were terrified to see this violent movement. Mahatma Gandhi was also carrying out his same satyagraha and non-violent movement against this Jallianwala Bagh incident. And this nationwide protest that was going on threatened the British. And the British, they were terrified. And what they did? they ordered to suppress those uprising that were done by the Indian people. Many Indian people, they were beaten, they were taken into custody, they were detained, they were taken into jail, many of them were killed brutally. So all these things were going on. Many political leaders were arrested. So who raised voice against this General Dyer or the British movement? They all were detained or arrested. So these were the two incidences that shook the base of India. So this Jallianwala Bagh massacre shook the political base in India, and India was marching to some more violent and more wide protest. The Indian leaders were planning to make some big protest against this British. So today we have seen about the Rowlatt Act, and we have seen about the Gandhiji's protest against this Rowlatt Act. We have seen about the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, when we discussed that how this General Dyer, he mercilessly killed the common people in India. So with this, I am wrapping up the video today. I will come with the next video very soon. Till then, stay home, stay safe, and goodbye.